guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, we've both gone our separate ways and created 10 clubs that if we had a footballing career, we would like to play for, and why. Thogden, you looking forward to it?
I can't wait, it's a great idea. I'm going to take a trip all over the world over the next few minutes.
A lot of Thogdad memory lanes coming up.
Absolutely, yes.
But what is the like target to get it all started? What are you going for?
We've done a lot of research. I want 5,000 likes.
Let's hit 5,000 likes, and if we do, we might even do a part 2 to this and choose the top 10 worst clubs that we wouldn't like to play for. That could be interesting. Anyway.
Wigan.
Ooh.
Also, lads, if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, we are trying to get to 300k, so be part of that team, get a little sub in.
I want to see what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Which clubs would you like to play for in your career?
So 10th place, I've gone to Scotland. It can only be one of 2 clubs, can't it, Theo? Ross County.
What?
Yeah.
Ross County?
Well, I could have gone for Inverness Caledonian. But you see, I love the Highlands of Scotland.
Okay.
And a great thing about Ross County, they're from a place called Dingwall.
Right.
And the town's like 5,000 people, and the ground holds 6,500 people.
Mental.
So like the whole town can fit in the stadium. The great thing about this is they're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, you know, a few times a year you'd go and play against Celtic and Rangers and Hearts and Hibernian. And the rest of the time you can chill out on the beach with Thogdog.
Yeah, on the beach where it's -2 degrees, Thogdad. My 10th place is a very different location, and it's interesting. I have gone all the way to Turkey, Istanbul to be exact.
Ooh.
I have picked Besiktas. I'd love to play for them if I had a career, simply because their fans are so passionate and crazy. I looked back to what Les Ferdinand said when he joined Besiktas at 21 years old, where he wasn't even a crazy big name at the time, and he had 80,000 fans waiting for him in the stadium to announce him. Imagine playing under that shirt on Derby Day with the pyros and the flares flying out. It would be special and iconic.
Absolutely, the passion for the game in Turkey is incredible.
Yeah.
I've been to Besiktas and Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, wonderful city.
Shall we move on to your 9th place?
Cape Town FC.
Wow. So why did you pick a team in South Africa?
Well, what I like is they've got a manifesto in that they're going for a diversity of racial players.
Okay.
You know, it's a club with a social conscience in a beautiful city.
South Africa is an absolutely stunning country, and living there in your footballing career would be something special, wouldn't it, Thogdad?
Absolutely. 58,000 people can fit in that stadium.
That's mental.
So there's real passion in that country. Who've you gone for in 9th place?
I have gone for a team that we've seen in Germany together, Thogdad. I've gone for FC Köln.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I've picked them is simply because, to be honest, I like Cologne, it's a good place. Not much to do, but that is, when there's not much to do, you can focus on your football. And the best thing about FC Köln, I love the stadium.
Yes.
I think the stadium design is amazing. It's a 50,000 capacity, and guess what, Dad? They basically sell it out every single game. The game we went to against Wolfsburg at home, not a massive game, 50,000 fans. Lukas Podolski, Arsenal legend, he was part of their academy. He broke through FC Köln in the Bundesliga. That is somewhere I'd love to play in my career. So what is your 8th place?
Well, I've gone down to Italy.
Wow.
Now, you won't believe this. I've gone for a non-league team. An amateur team. Palermo.
Interesting.
Now, you're probably thinking, they can't be a non-league team. In 2019, they were kicked out of Serie B because they ran out of money.
Seriously?
Yeah, because they had...
What? I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, there you go. They hadn't paid insurance on their players.
What a shame.
So they were kicked down to Serie D. Palermo is in Sicily, and Sicilians don't really think of themselves as Italians.
Right.
It's an amazing country with real passion for football and for life. And I'd like to be a part of that regeneration of a once great team.
Big Thogdad number 9 up top for Palermo, eh? Scoring the bullet headers, yeah?
Yeah, the only trouble is I wouldn't want to fall out with the Mafia boys.
Oh, that is very true. And one academy graduate for Palermo is a player that you'll know, a current player, Argentinian lad for Juventus, Paulo Dybala.
Oh, yes.
When we were there, 7-8 years ago, Paulo Dybala was a 18-year-old lad who's just broken through the scene in Serie A. So Palermo clearly have a good training facilities, a good setup there. In my 8th place, it's another club we've seen, Dad. Some call it Sporting Lisbon, but the actual name is Sporting de Portugal.
Yeah.
And the reason I picked it, because they've got good facilities, it's a nice place to live. The weather there is amazing. I mean, it's Portugal, it's Lisbon. The weather there's great pretty much all year round. They've got academy graduates by someone called Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, do you know who he is? I don't think you'll. And also, an interesting one for you, Dad. Eric Dyer was part of their academy there. Eric Dyer. Who'd have thought he was a Portuguese lad?
I'll come and watch you there and drink the Superboc.
There you go.
My 7th place, I've gone back to Africa and one of the most famous teams on the continent.
Interesting, right.
Zamalek Sporting Club of Egypt.
Wow.
Who play in front of 75,000 people. And the most famous derby in Africa is Al Ahly against Zamalek. They've got ultras called the White Knights.
Okay.
And 5 years ago, they got into a riot with police.
Wow.
And 20 people sadly were killed.
That's crazy.
So the passion there is absolutely astonishing.
Derby Day must be mental. What's the stadium capacity?
75,000 here.
Crazy. Yeah. So you can imagine playing up top for them on Derby Day. Big Thogdad scoring the winner at the back post.
Oh, it would be a dream.
Everyone running out, all these random Egyptians being like, Thogdad, Thogdad.
I know.
For my 7th pick, I've gone for someone who I think everyone would love to play for at some point in their career. If we all had a career, this was what someone you'd love to play for. History-wise, just so well known. The club is Ajax.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're like an 18-year-old lad and you break through the Ajax team, with a good Champions League run, you could become the next big thing. Like De Ligt and De Jong did. And look at Van der Beek as well. Amsterdam, brilliant place to live. Training facilities are good. The fans are so passionate. I mean, there's that video of when they won the league and everyone's just bouncing in Amsterdam. Like, that is a club that would be so awesome to play for.
It's called the European Cup then.
Yeah.
They used to win it all the time, and in the 1970s, when Johan Cruyff was there, they played total football. Grampus 8. That is my 6th place team. So I've gone over to Japan.
Okay.
And another player who played there was Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
And the manager used to be Arsene Wenger back in 1995.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So this is that Japanese club that Arsene Wenger made his name for as a manager?
Absolutely. So Nagoya Grampus 8. And of course, I love Japan and the culture, and I very happily go there and play a few years there.
For my 6th place, Monaco.
Ooh.
The main reason I picked them is simply because of the training facilities. I mean, the names they've brought through that club, you've got the likes of Bernardo Silva,
Thierry Henry, Kylian Mbappe, Yannick Carrasco.
The weather is absolutely gorgeous.
Good choice, and you earn some nice tax-free money as well.
That is also another thing.
Moving on to 5th place, if I give you the names Clint Dempsey, DeAndre Yedlin and Obafemi Martins, do you know which club they all used to play for in the MLS?
I actually think I do think that.
Go on,
Seattle Sounders.
Seattle Sounders.
I know that from FIFA.
The real reason I'd like to go there, I'd like all those fans singing,
"Come on, Seattle! Come on, Seattle! Fight and win! Fight and win!"
No, I think, I'm a big supporter of US football, and I think it could become much bigger.
My 5th place is Rangers. I've gone for Rangers in Scotland. I've flown over to Glasgow and I've picked them, and the simple reason is because I think playing under Steven Gerrard would be pretty cool.
Oh, yes.
It's really good at developing the youth.
Yeah.
You look at players like Joe Aribo, who's improved, Shea Ojo, Ryan Kent, all these young English talent, right, that he's brought into the squad, playing first-team football regularly and improving. Rangers also have good facilities. It's a massive ground, very passionate fans.
Good choice. Now, do you remember meeting Steven Gerrard when you were about 6 years old?
Ah, that's a good story, Thogdad. I was actually a mascot at the Macron, which is the Bolton Stadium, where Bolton played Liverpool in the Premier League when I was 7 years old, which is like 11 years ago. I did meet him. For
my 4th place, I'm going down to an amazing country called Portugal. I'm picking one of the big 3 teams, and it has to be Porto.
Wow, okay.
Now, Jose Mourinho famously used to manage them about 20 years ago now.
Yeah, won the Champions League with them.
He did. He's won the league about 26 times. Also, you'd be living in a beautiful city in a gorgeous part of the world.
Great weather as well. You can't complain with Portugal. People go on holiday all the time, and there's a reason for that.
One of the founders of the club was a guy who loved England. He was a port merchant.
That's pretty cool. I've heard Mourinho wants a big stocky target man.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the phone to you soon. For my 4th place, I have gone to England for the first time in this video. I think either of us have picked that. It's pretty crazy. And I've gone for Leeds United. And the reason I picked Leeds... Oh, he looks pretty shocked. He looks angry. If you're a striker and you go in there and you absolutely shine there and spank goals in every game and you become their icon, you will become a hero in Leeds. Imagine you were the reason that brought them up to the Premier League. You'd be an icon. Look at Chris Wood. Remember how much they respected him when he had that golden season where he literally scored a goal a game. Playing under the fans, Ellen Road, the training facilities, it's a one-club city. That would be something special to play under.
Well, I think that the only problem with that is you'd have to wear a Leeds United shirt. But this is the thing about players. Wayne Rooney, massive Everton fan, but he pulled on the Man United shirt.
No, exactly.
If it's your career, then fair enough. My 3rd place, I'm going to name some players and you have to guess the team.
Okay.
Alessandro Del Piero.
Yeah.
Brett Emerton, Dwight York and Adam Lafondra.
Adam Lafondra gives it away, Dad.
Sydney Football Club.
There you go.
You've gone to Australia.
I could see you doing a little 4-4-2, you and him up top. You knocking him down to him.
Yeah.
That could work.
It could work, couldn't
Sydney
it?
FC called us up. For my 3rd place, I have gone for Liverpool. And the reason I've picked Liverpool is simply because the atmosphere, Anfield, the fans, it would be such a special team to play for.
Yes.
When you look into the Premier League and you think which are the most passionate fan bases, you have to put Liverpool top.
I'm just asking any Everton fans, what do you think? Put it in the comments below. No, great club.
But imagine breaking through at Liverpool and being like someone that everyone respects there. You know, it would be something so special.
And going into our second places, all I can say is Sini Billy Galaboya hey hey hey. I'm talking about Zenit St. Petersburg.
Oh, you're singing one of their chants there.
Yes. Now, of course, these days they're a big club. They're owned by Gazprom. They're a rich club.
So you'd be getting a good wage.
Well, these days, yeah. But when I first went to live in St. Petersburg, it was 1996, and Zenit had only just come up.
Yeah.
And they were an outsider club. All the big clubs were from Moscow.
Yeah.
And I used to go along to games as a fan with my season ticket. You have a few pints in the pub beforehand, and then you'd go through all the police checks. And the moment you got into the ground, you'd be pulling bottles of vodka out from under your hat and under your armpit.
Mental.
In the ground, having a drink. It was mental. And what they've got now is the Gazprom Arena.
The new stadium.
An amazing 68,000 capacity arena. Great training facilities.
Imagine,
Semak, great manager, great captain in Branislav Ivanovic. I speak enough Russian to survive in training.
Yes, he does speak Russian, so there wouldn't be a language barrier. For my second place, there would be a language barrier problem, but we're going to think about this in an ideal world that you wouldn't have this problem. Over to Argentina, picked Boca Juniors.
Oh,
an absolutely huge club out there. Obviously, they've got their derby versus River Plate, but just imagine playing for them. An English youth youngster that broke through the scene. Imagine coming on Derby Day, like 100,000 fans around the packed out stadium, flares, smoke bombs, everything. And there is a lad called Alexis McAllister who currently plays for Brighton Hove Albion. You fans will know this, okay?
Yeah.
He actually went to Boca Juniors. His parents are English. But he also has 2 caps for Argentina.
The passion for football in South America is astonishing. We need to get out there. Now, first place. So I'm going to test you again. This club was formed in 2014. Their first manager was the Brazilian Zico. One of their first players was Robert Pires.
Okay.
And the team is FC Goa.
You picked FC Goa
and I'll tell you why. Let me explain this.
Thogdad.
Goa is in India. Now, India's this enormous cricketing nation of 1.4 billion people. But there's a state called Goa that used to be part of the Portuguese Empire. And their sport is football. The potential there is absolutely astonishing.
That's true.
And also, what beaches they have. It's beautiful there. And I'm in lockdown and I'm just dreaming about being on a Goan
holiday,
beach.
Yeah. So that's a very good choice. But for my first place, this is a club I think every young lad would love to play for at some point in their career. A great example is obviously Jadon Sancho. Yes, I have picked Borussia Dortmund. And you had to. 80,000 fans, the yellow wall, probably the best atmosphere out of any football club in the world.
Yeah.
Look at Erling Braut Haaland as well. He's absolutely smashing the scene. He can focus on his football at Dortmund.
It's a club that we've discovered through this channel, isn't it, Theo?
It is.
And that's the wonderful thing about football, is there's so much to learn about other countries and other clubs.
Yeah, a little fact for you. Paul Lambert, the current Ipswich Town manager, he played for Dortmund.
Did he?
That's both our top 10s, isn't it, Thogdad?
Wow.
We're done.
We've really taken a trip around the world today, haven't we?
We have.
What do you think of our choices?
I'm sure you guys have learned something new, but this video is all about discussion. I say this a lot, but this one really is. If you were a footballer, which clubs would you like to play for in your career? You look back at your Wikipedia page and you see which clubs you play for. Which would be on there that you'd really love to do at some stage?
You know, earlier I said 5,000 likes. I've decided to up it. This is such a good video. 6,000.
No, we're not going to hit that though.
Yeah, we are. Come on.
We're not going to hit that.
Thogdad Army, 6,000.
If the TDL can push us to 6k, then we're going to have to do a part 2 and choose the top 10 worst clubs we never think of playing for.
Yeah, that would be a good video.
That would kick off
10 clubs we're not going to play for.
That would kick off. Have a great day. The weather's gorgeous out in England. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye guys. See you later.